Health officials scrambling now to find anyone who came in contact with a woman being treated for a deadly form of tuberculosis after she traveled to some 3 states, Illinois, Missouri, and Tennessee, to nurse practitioner Erin Tolbert on what to look for. So, Erin, the first thing, you know something like this has happened. What do you do?
Well, Neil, what happened here is this woman flew on the airplane. So the first thing we're going to do is track down those passengers who are on the plane, and especially those who are in close proximity to her. Airplane circulation is pretty good, so those passengers who are seated far from her are not as high of risk, but there is a small risk of transmission to those passengers who are seated close to her.
How is it transmitted? If she coughs, if it what? Tell me.
Yes, it's transmitted through the air. So if she coughs, for example, or even speaking, singing is enough to propel small droplets containing this bacteria into the air. And so really any sort of close contact with the air surrounding an infected person is enough to spread the disease.
All right. So now let's say someone arrives or gets into the emergency room where you are a lot of time and is exhibiting any of these symptoms. What do you look for?
Right. Well, the first thing we do is a chest x-ray, and a lot of times this will show a specific kind of lesion that we look for in tuberculosis. So if we see that lesion, we immediately place that patient in isolation. We have special negative air pressure rooms which don't recirculate the air into the rest of the hospital.
So I assume that lesion would be different than how bronchitis appears or pneumonia, which can sometimes mimic each other, right?
Exactly. It has a very characteristic appearance, and once we notice that lesion, we test the bacteria specifically to A, confirm that it is tuberculosis, and B, to see what kind of antibiotics will work against it. And that's what's going on with this woman right now, is she has an extensively drug-resistant form of the disease. So unfortunately, a lot of the treatments that we most commonly turn to will not work in her case. And so officials at the NIH are working to look at the kind of antibiotics that might be effective in her case and work to help treat her. And unfortunately, only about 1/3 to 1/2 of people who get this kind of drug-resistant tuberculosis are able to be treated effectively.
What is it? Do they die?
Yes, unfortunately, tuberculosis can result in death, yes.
All right. Erin, thank you.
Thank you.
Scary stuff, so obviously be up on what's going on, guys. Meanwhile,